Pink and help TM Pick and Pay support breast cancer awareness. This time check is brought to you by TM Pick and Pay.
This is a live broadcast from our Pocket Hill Studios in Highlands, Harare. Thank you for joining us. I am Yvonne Mukondani. Later on, we will cross over to Montrose Studios in Bulawayo, where Dora Ngobe will give us part of the bulletin.
It's always good to have you with us. I'm Vicky Maponga, and Peaceway Jomunyika is at the Sign Language Desk. We're leading with these stories in the bulletin tonight. A French business delegation meets President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
In other news, Mbare market traders optimistic of a new beginning after last week's inferno.
And later on in sport, Simba Bora dropped 3 points as Platinum keep head high. Those are the stories that are making the headlines tonight, and we get straight into our first report, where a French business delegation, which has been in the country to explore business investment opportunities, has met President Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House in Harare today.
Chief Correspondent Ruben Barre gives us the details.
The French delegation came to see the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House. Over 20 representatives came to State House, and they have a lot of other companies which are willing to do business with Zimbabwe, be it in the transport sector, in the water reticulation, in the mining, in the hotel industry, and other industries. They came to the State House to say, we are here to do business. Early this Saturday morning, they met the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House. France has several companies that have footprints in Zimbabwe. You talk of Total, Renault, Peugeot, to mention but a few. Accompanied by 2 respective ambassadors in each other's capitals, Paul Bertrand Barre of France in Harare and Dr. Sekhaya Nzenza representing the country in Paris. The 2 countries are opening a new economic chapter.
The president was very supportive, and I must say he was supportive from day one. When I had the honor, just after 1 week in Harare, to present my credentials, already the president told me that really we should reach a new level of mutual and reciprocal engagement in the economic field as well. And during this meeting, I must say I've been amazed by the quality of his attention to what we did here in Zimbabwe during those 2 days with the French companies. His commitment to what we are doing with my counterpart, Her Excellency Sekhaya Nzenza, the new ambassador of your country to France. He has been very attentive, very much willing to continue this reciprocal movement of engagement.
I hit the ground running. I have a mandate given to me by His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. He wants me to represent national interests in France. And part of my job is to bring investment and promote private sector engagement so that we reach all sectors of Zimbabwean society by bringing in investors in mining, in agriculture, in tourism, in manufacturing, and also in transport and infrastructure. We brought 20 high-profile companies from France, and among them are those who make light rail. Light rail like matrams anokwanisa kutotenderera Harare yese yakatakura vanhu vari kutozviita kuSouth Africa. So in there, they were telling His Excellency that they plan to build like light rail for Harare.
Leader of the French delegation, Mr. Philippe Deleu, a senior vice president of Alstom, spoke of their visit to Zimbabwe and interaction with the president, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa.
We represent the MEDEF organization, which is the main business organization in France, gathering more than 200,000 companies in France from all sectors of activities. And we send a delegation to look at opportunities to work and develop our activities here in your country. Many areas. First, of course, mining. There are already French companies already active in mining activity, in construction. We are looking also about infrastructure, energy, which is a key issue for development. So many agriculture, many different areas.
Accompanied by the new ambassador of Zimbabwe to France, Comrade Sekai Nzenza, and the new French ambassador. Something is in the offing for Zimbabwe from the French business people. Ruben Barwes, ZBC News, State House Harare.
Legislators have reiterated the need for increased budget allocations towards irrigation facilities across the country to ensure food security.
Nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes of Masvingo are two colossal bodies of water, Lake Mutirikwi and Tugwi Mkosi, the largest inland dams in the country with over 3 million cubic liters in combined capacity. The reservoirs, particularly Tugwi Mkosi, is supplying commercial enterprises in the sugar industry in the Low Veld through the multi-million-dollar Nyajenawe, whose canals stretch for hundreds of kilometers.
Where we supply water from the Tugwi Mkosi system, as well as the Mutirikwi system and the Sia and Marenjirenji system. So we're showing them how the water is transferred from these reservoirs to the farmers, and also highlighting the challenges that we have, which the infrastructure, the conveyance infrastructure has now been overtaken by the demand, because irrigation in the low field is expanding and there's need to increase the conveyance.
What has been the drawback is enough funding to support small-scale farmers, and the committee has made recommendations.
We expect that once a project has been started, we should see its completion in time. That's the problem we are having. The quantity of water which we are using for irrigation is very disappointing. The president is always preaching about irrigation.
Other legislators recommended public-private partnerships to boost agricultural productivity in the province.
chatakupushira kuministry of agriculture inhau yekuti mubhajeti medu tiwane kuti taisa madiridziro edu vanhu vabatsirikane po takatarisana neagenda 2063 iri kutaura nenyaya yefood security mapillars acho.
Ngatichirima zvimwe zvinhu zvakafanana nawiti, torima zvinhu zvakafanana nachibage, toita kuti zvinhu zvedu zvifambe. Munoziva imi chibage ndo staple food yemuno muZimbabwe. Ngatichita makanwa kune nzvimbo tine nzvimbo dzakawanda dzekurima.
Hurumende ichibatirana nebhodhi remvura reZinwa vaite madiridziro, vavake makanara anonoisa mvura kwese kwese.
Ngatishandisei mukana wekuti mvura yatinayo ishande mamwe projects madiki iwayo anogona kuunza mari shoma yatisamirira kuti tizoita maprojects mahombe kumberi uko.
Ane mairrigation anogona kuwaka anoda kutora 4 months chete yapera, so tachida kuti tinopusha kuti Ministry of Finance dagona kuwapa mari kuti mvura iyi ishande madiridziro.
Under Vision 2030 accelerator model, through government arms such as Zinwa and ADA, each district across the country will have 200 hectares under irrigation, with beneficiaries being local communities. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Masvingo.
The government is set to implement the second phase of the digitalization program in the next 2 years as it accelerates the initiative to bridge the information access gap.
Communities that did not have access to broadcasting services will soon be covered, as government plans to roll out the second phase of the digitalization initiative, according to the latest position presented by Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jenfen Muskwere. The project is expected to bridge the current access ratio, which is at 38%, to above 70% through the provision of more transmitters. Addressing legislators and Senate during a question and answer session this Thursday, Minister Mswere noted that the project is one of the priority areas.
Zvino taakufokasa neimplementation yeZim Digital second phase iyo ichakavha nyika ino yese, asi tinotarisira kuti urongwa hweZim Digital phase 2 huchange tichikwanisa kuhuita tichipedza within a period of 2 years. Saka kana paine nzvimbo dzimwe dzisina masaisai emaredio nemawireless nematelevision, tinotarisira kuti nguva ye2 years tinenge tapedza. As a licensing framework taanayo inotibvumira kuti tilicense mamwe maplayers anoona nezvekutepfenyurwa nekuparadzirwa kwenhau.
Government is emphasizing the growth of the digital economy as one of the key pillars to anchor the national vision of an upper middle income society by 2030. Last month, government directed Transmedia to work on the necessary modalities to ensure the smooth implementation of the project. Theophilus Chumas, ABC News, Harare.
Government is making strides in delivering affordable housing units to its workers as part of non-monetary benefits.
In line with the National Development Strategy 1, government has accelerated the provision of decent and affordable housing to civil servants. This came out during the tour of Mtunzini Housing Project at Lower Range Mall in Umgoza District, Matabeleland North Province this Friday.
Uhlelo lolu mina lungincede kakhulu ngoba lwavele lwathi luqalisa lami ngabo phakathi kwalo ngithabela okwenziwa ngupresident wethu weZimbabwe ositshela ukuthi swanele sizakhela ilizwe lethu.
Ndinofara chaizvo nokukwanisa kuwana imba after a long time.
Mina ngiyabonga uhlelo lukaHulumende lokho sokungisize kakhulu sengithole lami uphahla.
Government has since pledged to continue playing a key role in the delivery of affordable housing in line with government targets of 1.5 million housing units by 2025.
This event is a true testament to the commitment made by the government of Zimbabwe towards its fulfillment of the ideals of Vision 2030 as we strive to deliver 1.5 million housing units by 2025.
The work that has been done between these developers and NBS assures us that they are aiming to make sure that the civil servants, even at the lowest level, will get these houses. This is the savings of our people, and this is the savings which we must turn into brick and mortar that can grow this economy.
The human settlement policy launched by President Emmerson Mnangagwa continues to embrace private players in the housing delivery initiative.
Zim Alloys Private Limited, a subsidiary of Kuvimba Mining House, has embarked on a massive ferrochrome smelting expansion exercise.
The exercise will be carried out in phases with the firm scouting for $45 million United States capital injection for the success of the project.
Zim Alloys, which is one of the biggest ferrochrome producers in the country, has set its eyes on a massive smelting exercise to be carried out in phases ever since it fired its first furnace in September this year after 11 years of idleness. The firm's development trajectory, which have seen it plow $7 million United States of the $45 million required towards retooling, dovetails with the Second Republic's industrialization and reindustrialization drive.
We are also at the moment looking at expanding our footprint on the chrome washing space into the South Dike, in particular in Inyala. We have also, after 11 years of not smelting any product, now gone into virgin alloy production, where we are producing high carbon ferrochrome, 57% grade, out of our M1 furnace. This is the first phase of our chrome smelting plans.
Government commended the local company for its expansion projects, which feed into the country's National Development Strategy 1.
These steering efforts underscore the Second Republic's developmental trajectory that seeks to create employment and improve the livelihoods of our communities in Midlands Province and Gweru by harnessing our heritage-based natural resources.
Zim Alloys resumed operations in 2021 following the acquisition of the company by Kuimba Mining House after being placed under judicial management since 2013. Tafara Chukumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
The Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, has clarified that the new Marriages Act of 2022 does not promote polygamy, polyandry, or abolish the payment of lobola. Let's get more detail.
The government consolidated the Marriage Act in 2022 into a single legislation governing all legally recognized marriages. Despite its progressive intentions, the Act, however, faced misinformation campaigns, with some individuals claiming that the Act promotes polygamy, polyandry, and abolishes payment of lobola. However, in a media briefing this Friday, the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, disputed the claims.
The new Act did not and does not alter requirements for a valid civil or registered customary law marriage, save to the limited extent of placing a complete prohibition on child marriages, thus bringing our marriage laws into conformity with Section 78, subsection 1A of the Constitution, which prescribes the minimum age of marriage as 18 years. To this end, it is important to point out that the payment of roara or lobola or a marriage consideration remains a requirement for customary law marriages.
Honorable Ziyambi further explains some of the provisions of the Marriage Act.
The new Act provides for 3 types of legally recognized marriages, namely the civil marriage, that is monogamous marriage, one man, one wife, or one wife, one man, the registered customary law marriage, polygamous or potentially polygamous contracted between adult Africans, and the qualified civil marriage, polygamous or potentially polygamous in the main catering for adherents of the Islamic faith. The latter type of marriage is a new inclusion to the country's marriage laws.
The government is currently conducting marriage law awareness community outreach programs to ensure citizens are well informed about their rights and responsibilities under the new legal framework. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Gender experts and child rights organizations are canvassing public opinion on the emerging threats of technology-assisted gender-based violence.
Social media has opened a pathway to opportunities for the young generation, mutually connecting them to their global peers. Yet, the platforms carry hidden agendas that have driven some to the brink of suicidal thoughts after threats of harassment and trolling, which have become synonymous with the social media spaces. Tariro Fumbiza is a university student who believes the internet is no longer a safe space for girls.
Because you might lose your self-confidence and you become vulnerable.
Technology-based gender-based violence, or cyberbullying, assumes many faces and ranges from stalking to online sexual harassment.
Pacho kana wapiwa threat yakadaro is either munhu anenge achida kuti murambe muri in a relationship. Sometimes those relationships anenge ari abusive relationship.
Munhu anenge achinzwa kana body yake haite akazoita kunge vanoti sechigubhu sechienzi zvakutokanganisa munhu kuti mukufamba kwake hachisina confidence.
Kenya and South Africa are among African countries that have reported an alarming increase in cyber gender-based violence. According to a 2024 rapid study conducted by the Collaborative Center for Gender and Development, in collaboration with the University of Nairobi Women's Economic Empowerment Hub and supported by the United Nations Population Fund, nearly 90% of young adults enrolled in Nairobi's tertiary institutions have witnessed technology-facilitated gender-based violence, with 39% having experienced it personally. Back home, gender groups are pushing for more awareness against the vice.
Cyberbullying is quite a lot and it's happening on social media, even via WhatsApp, even on Facebook or Twitter. The people are taking advantage of that and then they drag your name to the mud.
The reports that have been there show that it's more women who suffer
from this form of violence than men.
At national level, government has implemented the Cyber and Data Protection Act, one of the important laws which protect citizens' privacy and curbs internet abuse. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Harare.
Remember, you can engage with us on our various social media platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as our WhatsApp channel. We are ZBC News Online. You can also get more news on our website, that is www.zbcnews.co.zw.
We still have more news coming up after this break, and here's a look at what you can still expect. In other news, Mbare market traders optimistic of a new beginning after last week's inferno. And we'll look at sport, where Simba Bora drop 3 points as FC Platinum keep head high.
News at 8 takes a short break, and we'll be back with more. To stay with us.
Shark on the line.
He took my fish.
You guys, did you see that? I just was like, what?
I really want you to find someone nice who would mean the world to you and make you so happy.
Bernardo Silva, Stones, Foden, a little bit of time. Oh, what a shot! What a goal! What a player!
If you drink, be responsible.
Wrap up your week with the TM Pick and Pay Spring Price Cut Weekend Winners. Make your weekends even brighter with unbeatable deals on all your essentials. TM Pick and Pay. Real value always.
Good to have you back with us. The government has reaffirmed its commitment towards ensuring universal digital coverage as a driver towards the attainment of Vision 2030.
Magunji Growth Point in Mashonaland West Province hosted this year's belated World Post Day commemorations with the local community, thanking government for ensuring national digital coverage.
Takapewa free wifi zekushandisa pa post office panapa ndogona kuti ndapewa wiki yangu chikoro like izvezvi ndiri form 5 ndoenda pa post office ndabva kuchikoro ndosecha presentations angu andichida kuzoita kuchikoro
kunokukumisha but pari kuya internet we are adapting to modern ways.
Nokuda kwezviri kuitwa nehurumende kudzikisa zvirongwa kuno communities kuno tunoona kuri kusumudzirwa kwenzvimbo uyezve senyika tinobudirira nenyaya yekuti yakanga yataurwa kompyuta kuHarare. Even mwana ari kuno kumaruzevha anenge achiziva kuti chinonzi kompyuta chii.
Local leadership concurred that rural digitization progress is addressing the rural-urban gap.
Kuuya kwemasaisai kumaruzevha kuri kuita kuti tifambidzane vana vari kumaruwa nevana vari kumadhorobheni nevision 2030 yapresident.
Tapirwa mamakombiyuta kuti vana vechikoro zvisange zvivabatsira zvakare kuti vakwanise kudzidza vari pamakombiyuta. So tiri kutenda zvikurisa kuti hakuna nzvimbo iri kusara.
Presiding over the event, Minister of ICT, Courier and Postal Services, Honorable Tatenda Mavetera, reaffirmed government's commitment towards digitization of rural communities as a key enabler of Vision 2030.
We are also going to provide for us making sure that we become an efficient government, which will see us roll out government services in terms of us also being able to digitalize our services. We must also be able to also recognize all the effort that is also being put by Potras, which is actively supporting reforms in the postal sector. Let us dream big as a sector and look to use artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things to modernize the postal sector.
The World Post Day is commemorated on the 9th of October annually. Meanwhile, Dendera music maestro Solomani Chimbetu entertained the gathering and delivered a polished act to the delight of his legions of fans. Chamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Magunje.
Let's get more news from our Montreux studios in Bulawayo, where Dora is on standby.
Good evening, Yvonne and Vicky. And still on development, government has identified the upgrading of water pipelines from Chabezi and Insiza dams to Bulawayo as a short-term measure to water challenges in Bulawayo.
The Bulawayo water crisis has seen the city subjected to over 130 hours of water shedding, with government working on both short and long-term measures to address the situation. The stopgap measure will see the upgrading of water pipelines from Chabezi and Insiza dams to Bulawayo. This was confirmed by the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Anxious Masuga, after an assessment tour of the Chabezi, Mzingwane and Insiza dams this Friday.
Today afforded us an opportunity to see two major supply systems for Bulawayo. The first one was the Mchabezi-Mzingwane system, where we were looking at the conveyancing as the constraint to delivering the 17 megaliters that Mchabezi can provide. Now here we are at Insiza, where this dam is 39% full, and at a full capacity it is 176 million cubic meters. The current water in this dam is enough to supply the city of Bulawayo for the next 10 months. So the problem where we have with Bulawayo is not water there. It is the conveyancing system that we need to attend to.
Bulawayo Mayor Senator David Coulthard expressed appreciation to government for prioritizing the city's water crisis by appreciating the need for short-term measures to address the perennial water challenges.
We're also very grateful that the Minister said that the PRAS processes will be short-circuited, because in our experience that has been delaying the urgent work that needs to be done. So we look forward now to PRAS approving what needs to be done, for the engineers to complete their design work, and critically for the Ministry of Finance to avail the city the funds that were promised back in April.
Government is committed to finding a lasting solution to the perennial water challenges in the city of Bulawayo, hence the prioritization of the Gwai Shangani Lake project. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News.
People living with disabilities and vulnerable groups have benefited from the Presidential Medical Scheme, which is meant to provide first aid and ambulance services to people around the country. Grace Sibanda gives us more.
The wheels of the Second Republic's empowerment drive are in motion after government, in partnership with private players, provided free medical first aid training as well as availed new modern ambulances for the community of Bulawayo under the Presidential Medical Scheme. Beneficiaries applauded government efforts towards capacitating them with knowledge on how to handle emergency medical situations.
Umuntu engafeinta olo ecollapse oro enye into ukuthi ezenzakala. Mina bengazi ukuthi umuntu engafeinta ulendlela zokuthi uyamuzwa ukuthi lo muntu usaphila or sanjani. Kwesikhathi sizithethe umuntu ungambona esethule zwi. Sizithethe bebesefile nje kuphela.
Usiku hapana ma staff anongaripo anokasa kumanya like wari kuma domu kwao wari wega maskana nokwa komana kana uti waita theni wanoda first aid ari ku class kana either waenda kuma sports.
Singabantu abakhubazile silama condition achiyene, so uyabu expect ukuthi like sisema dormitories umuntu engawa ngiyaswela ukuthi ngiyenzeni, but namhlanje sengikwazi ukuthi umuntu khathesi engafeyinta ngiyakwanisa ukumdopa ngimfake endaweni esefit then ngikwanisa ukumphamba ukuthi akwanise ukuphefumula kahle.
Founder and Chief Executive Officer of Discovery Ambulances, Mr. David Munowenyu, who brought the services to Bulawayo, said the free medical training and ambulance services feed into government's vision of providing equitable and improved medical health coverage countrywide.
The presidential emergency medical scheme that we're doing across the country. So this is our first program that we're having here in Bulawayo. Basically, we're going to be training people to be first aiders. It's the first stage of knowing how to handle any emergency or any accident that happens at home.
The presidential medical scheme aligns with government's aim to bolster public health and ensure universal access to essential medical services. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Zimbabwe National Army has held its 10th edition of the Inter-Formation and Unit Drill competitions in Mutare as part of an exercise to promote teamwork and discipline within the uniformed forces.
The Zimbabwe National Army Inter-Formation and Unit Drill competition held at Chitepo Barracks in Mutare this Friday has been described as key in maintaining discipline and unity within the Army. Zimbabwe National Army Commander Lieutenant General Ansele Msanyatwe emphasized the importance of drills in building a formidable force, adding that the participation of women soldiers is a deliberate move to promote their professional development.
The objective of this competition are to provide the Zimbabwe National Army with an ideal benchmark for the assessment and improvement of the standard of foot drill, arms drill, plastic drill, as well as guards and assembly procedure and the layout. The drill competition is also meant to infuse into participants a deep-seated sense of pride, unity amongst ourselves, comradeship and discipline.
Lieutenant General Ansele Msanyatwe also announced the promotion of outstanding officers during the competitions. There is consensus within the ranks and files of Army leadership on the importance of drills in maintaining discipline. Meanwhile, 3 Brigade was the overall winners of the drill competitions attended by formations from across the country. Kenya's Chifuje, ZBC News, Mutare.
Traditional leaders have been identified as vital in national development and efforts to fight drug and substance abuse amongst youths.
Hundreds of people converged at Chief Nyajina's homestead in Uzumba this Saturday for Mashonaland East Province Traditional Leaders Day, which was organized by the Zimbabwe National Army. Guest of honor and Zimbabwe National Army Chief of Staff Administration Staff, Major General Emmanuel Matatu, acknowledged the role played by chiefs in promoting national development and fighting drug and substance abuse.
Tokumbirisana kuti vatungamiri imi madzishe nesu nemunhu wese tibatane tirwisane nedambudziko iro riri rinokuwadza vana. Kana mwana achinge vanokuti kustika akastika chii chaanogona kuita kuzoriritira mhuri yake, kushandira dunhu rake, kushandira mhuri yake, kushandira ramangwana. Tikairegerera dambudziko iri, ramangwana redu harina kujeka. Tagona tadzidzisa mageneration ari kutevera, vadiki ava vakure vachiziva gwara, vakure vachiziva nyika yakabva kupi, rusununguko rwavari kuona rwakauya sei, kwakamira sei rusati rwapo rusununguko rwacho.
Chairperson of Mashonaland East Provincial Chiefs Council Chief Nechombo and host Chief Nyajina welcomed the initiative.
Tiri kutenda zvikuru hoche-koche iri pakati pemadzimambo neZimbabwe National Army. Gore negore tine chirongwa chekusangana veZimbabwe National Army nesu madzimambo takamiririra mhuri dzedu muno muprovince. Tichitenda mabasa atiri kuitirwa neZimbabwe National Army, takatarisana nenyaya yekuunza runyararo nerugare mumatunhu medu. Kutenderera kwemauto edu vachisangana nemadzishe kunobatanidza hurumende, mauto nevanhu vapwere vagoziva kuti kubatana kunorevei ende ukama hunorevei.
The event also saw the Zimbabwe National Army handing over farming inputs and food hampers to the chiefs. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Uzumba.
Exports continue to drive Zimbabwe's foreign currency earnings with expectations that they will contribute over $7 billion United States dollars by the end of next year. In our weekly analysis, business editor Stanley James looks at modalities to further boost exports.
As Zimbabwe held the annual Exporters Week in Bulawayo, focus is on measures to exploit the available resources to maximum use for the benefit of the nation. With the Zimtrade data showing that exports continue to dominate foreign currency receipts, averaging $10 billion United States dollars in the past few years, there is optimism of further growth anchored on locally produced goods and services.
Exporters, if they channel all their proceeds into the correct or into the government coffers, that means our government will then have enough money to support the growth of the economy and to support all other government projects for our own development.
Despite production challenges, key sectors of the economy continue to show resilience, with Buy Zimbabwe General Manager Mr. Alois Burutsa calling on the productive sectors to fully utilize the country's competitive advantage in terms of resource availability by broadening the global market base.
Exports play a critical role in this economy. As you are aware, when companies export, they generate foreign currency. And when we generate foreign currency, when companies export, they are also creating markets and therefore increasing their capacity utilization, which then makes even our own products competitive, not only here in Zimbabwe locally, but even in the export market. Because when you export, you are therefore increasing you are using your exports as your capacity filler, which then enables you to open new markets, generate foreign currency, contribute to the growth of this economy.
While Zimbabwe, like any other economy, has not been spared from shocks related to fluctuating global commodity prices, climate change, and geopolitical tensions, official data reflects an export-oriented economy aided by the rise in external receipts or earnings. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's it from us here at Montrose. Vicky and Yvonne, it's back to you.
Many thanks to you, Dora. Now taking over from the capital, Mbari market traders remain optimistic after last week's inferno as they look forward to construction of permanent structures by government.
Resilience and hope is what gives these traders strength to put back the pieces together after the gutting down of their trading market by fire last week. Be it a fire or whirlwind witnessed this Saturday, they will still put a nail or two on the temporary structures while they wait for permanent ones, as business has to go on. Since the announcement of state of disaster by President Emmerson Mnangagwa following the fire incident, the traders are optimistic of getting back to their feet.
Aiwa nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. Takatanga kuvaka juraho redu iro zvamuri kuona. Juraho redu tapedza. Izvo zvakutishemera kuti dai vakuru vedu vagona kutimirirawo kuti tishiise mashedhi. Mvura mwaka wafamba.
Tiri kunzwa kufara kutenda kuti aiwa president vari kuti adzokerai munoshanda mudzokere pamanga muri. Isu tiri kuuya sehurumende kuti tikubatsirei tichikombanzetaiwo nepatichange tiri napo.
Tanga tanohwe nekuda kwezvanga zvaitika disaster yatanga tapindana nayo. Musika wakanga watsva but atane matyira ekuti togonotorwa musika. Asi nekuda kwapresident vakatiti dzokai musika mushande, musika uchigadzirwa murimo.
Ndakabatodakarawo ndizvo kutobabonga kwemene. Ngokuti tatakuwara tachitoti tototya nzara tatatotangire pariwo mwari wei. Tinotenda nezvawakatitira hurumende yedu yakati tishande.
Meanwhile, the suspect, who is alleged to have started the Mbari fire, appeared in court this Friday. 35-year-old Action Chakauya allegedly lit a fire to warm himself while on duty at premises opposite Mbari Traders Market, but then lost control of it, resulting in the inferno. Chakauya will be back in court on the 21st of this month for bail ruling. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Mbari.
Botswana nationals living in foreign countries cast their ballots this Saturday in an advance voting process ahead of the main elections to be held on the 30th of this month. The details.
Botswana nationals turned up as early as 9 o'clock this Saturday morning at their embassy in Harare to cast their votes in advance ahead of the general elections to be held on the 30th of this month. The ZBC News witnessed the voting process, which also included the Botswana ambassador to Zimbabwe, Her Excellency Sarah Molosiwa, who also confirmed that advance voting is taking place worldwide.
Voting for the government, giving a chance to Botswana to put in power the government that they are interested in, and the candidates that they feel they can be able to represent them well at Parliament, which is our legislator, in Cabinet, which is our executive, as well as at council level.
Voters expressed joy at the opportunity of exercising their democratic right to vote.
I've been in Zimbabwe, Harare for 2 years now, so I want to thank the nation of Botswana for giving me this opportunity to vote.
Very exciting because I've been given that opportunity to exercise my rights as an individual to select my own government.
I acquired our government for granting us that opportunity to be able to cast our votes.
5 political parties are contesting in these elections, including the ruling Botswana Democratic Party, BDP, with the incumbent president, His Excellency Dr. Mokwetsi Masisi, seeking a second and final 5-year term. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of business and business news up next. In our first business report, a Harare-based engineering company, Dalkeith Engineering, showcased its diverse range of vehicle repair and engineering products to its wide spectrum of clients at a ceremony held in Harare, highlighting its prowess as a powerhouse engineering product manufacturing giant.
The engineering firm introduced its wide range of products to its wide spectrum of customers at a belated event held at the Harare International Conference Center this Friday night, showcasing the company as a powerhouse in the provision of innovations in vehicle repair and engineering. In his speech at the ceremony, Chief Executive Officer of Dalkeith Engineering, Dr. Adam Gavaza, said his company is producing a wide range of products to suit its vast clientele network.
Dalkeith aspires to be the best partner of choice and a market leader in the engineering sector, offering standard products and amicable services. The mission statement is to ensure customer satisfaction through the delivery of reliable, cost-effective, and innovation engineering experience. At the center of our mission statement is quality and quick turnaround. We're therefore working with key strategic partners who are quality conscious. We've introduced night shift so as to enhance turnaround. Our core values are passion, humility, customer centricity, integrity, innovation, and accountability. Dalkeith Engineering set a goal to grow tenfold in 10 years by 2030 from 2021 figures. From a staff complement of 30 just after COVID to over 100 currently, the company is proud to be among the leading manufacturers, suppliers, and repairers of suspension and servicing components for various kinds of vehicles in Zimbabwe.
The company is located in the capital, Harare, and has been in operation for decades and has demonstrated its immense potential to anchor the growth and development of the country's industrialization development program. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Companies in Manicaland province are on a major rebound after strides by the Second Republic to promote industrialization and economic growth are bearing fruit.
The MegaFest Eastern Regional Awards held in Mutare this Friday saw outstanding companies and entities being honored. The local companies acknowledged a major rebound and growth of their operations as infrastructural development and increased economic activities takes place within Manicaland province.
In our company, we have seen a recovery in terms of exports. We have seen also production recovering in terms of tea production.
I am the first female miner to do heap leaching. In fact, what I can only say in my average output per year is around 30 to 40 kgs.
I don't think there is any state-owned enterprise that is investing in the way that Allied Timbers is investing today. To date, we've invested pretty much close to 30 million.
We managed to go beyond 120 kilometers of road maintenance.
Event organizers and the Manicaland Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Misheke Mugadza, are convinced that the awards are a true reflection of an industry on a rebound.
The theme, or what I should say, behind the drive of these awards is to support the growth of the businessmen, businesswomen of Zimbabwe.
These awards serve as beacons, illuminating a path for others to follow and encouraging them to reach for the stars.
This award ceremony is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, creativity, and perseverance. It is an opportunity to come together, inspire one another, and acknowledge the progress we have made. Ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate not only individual achievements, but also the collective efforts that have propelled the business world forward.
Several individuals and companies walked away with various prizes for their performance in growing the local business sector. Kenya's Sifuje, ZBC News, Mutari.
We're off to a break. We will be back to stay with us.
Join us for the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation's annual golf tournament on November 8, 2024 at the Royal Harare Golf Course. This event celebrates partnerships and excellence, offering a day of great golf and valuable networking. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a novice, this is your chance to showcase your skills and have fun. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars. For sponsorship opportunities and bookings, don't hesitate to get in touch with Claris on 0712-842-138. See you on the greens.
Want to pay for your DSTV account or renew your DSTV subscription? Dial *151# to pay for your DSTV with your EcoCash USD wallet anywhere, anytime, and get connected instantly. No need to wait in a queue or ask anyone to pay for DSTV anymore. To subscribe for your DSTV package with your EcoCash USD wallet, simply dial *151#, select USD currency, select Make Payments, select Direct Payments, select Pay DSTV, select Renew Subscription, and you will be connected instantly. Live life the EcoCash way.
Thank you for staying with us. In arts news, Jamaican reggae icon Winston Rodney, popularly known as Burning Spear, gave his Zimbabwean fans a memorable night when he performed at the Glamis Arena in Harare last night as part of his One People Africa tour.
It's reggae lovers coming together as one at the Glamis Arena for the Harare leg of the One People Africa Tour, headlined by reggae sensation Winston Rodney, also known as the Burning Spear. Roots rock reggae enthusiasts have come out in their numbers, looking forward to catch a glimpse of their favorite icon.
It is my pleasure to be here all the way from London. I find it to be cheaper to attend a show here for only $20. Ordinarily, this show in London would have been around £700.
Ndikufara zvisingambeti because inini murume wangu ndiye murasta stereki saka atoti nhasi tinotoenda because anoda reggae music isingaite.
I must say the arrangement promotion is top notch, world class. I've never attended a concert this lovely.
So far, so good. I came from Bulawayo, all the way from Bulawayo.
Yes, I am. Respect, one love.
And Burning Spear did not disappoint all night as he delivered tune after tune.
Burning Spear living up to the expectation of his multitudes of fans. This will be surely a night to remember for reggae music in Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans and Africans alike from all over coming together as one people under Jah. I guess the saying is true. Nobody can stop reggae. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
Still in the arts, Mark Ngwazi's Zimwehondo rules the roost on Radio Zimbabwe's chart show.
Zimwehondo by Mark Ngwazi was on pole position as it toppled Romeo Gasa's Cheche Zvidakwa, which was number 1 last week. Gasa's song only managed a 4th position this week. Simon Mutambi's Chembere Yangu garnered 1,509 votes to sit on number 2. Chief Wenjes Uchabaiwa was on number 8 with 987 votes. This week was Kelvin Dowe with Chakafukidza Zimba closing the chart show.
That's it for the world of the arts. And now in sport news, Herentals have dented Simba Bora's title chase after beating the PSL log leaders 1-0 to give second-placed FC Platinum a fighting chance in the championship battle.
Log leaders Simba Bora could not maintain their 9-point lead at the summit of the Premier Soccer League standings as they chose at the time of their trip to Rufaro Stadium this Saturday. And the Shamba-based side barely threatened in both halves of the match as they fell short in the final third, a performance that eventually cost them the 3 points. Herentals' Zibusiso Ruguchu served the heartbreak for the visitors with a well-executed at-the-time free kick to swing the fortunes in the title race and give FC Platinum added warp in their chase. Simba still remain on top on the log standings, but their lead has been reduced to just 6 points after FC Platinum ran riot against Yada at Mandava Stadium to take the fight to the Shamba-based outfit. FC Platinum showed their hunger for another league title by ripping through Yada to clinch a crucial 3-0 victory to rescue another week to fight for the title. While the fortune smiled at FC Platinum, fellow Platinum miners Ngezi Platinum Stars could not sustain their push for a second successive title as they lost 2-1 to Chegutu Pirates at Baobab Stadium. The loss leaves Simba Bora on 60 points and FC Platinum on 54 points as strong contenders for the 2024 crown. In other matches, Greenfield were once again strong away from home as they edged Pikita Minerals 2-1. Tail 1 continue to enjoy their best life this season after beating Chicken Inn 1-0 at Luveve Stadium, while ZPC Kariba and Wange fired blanks in a draw draw. Action continues this Sunday when Manika Diamonds and Highlanders fight for 4th spot at Sakova Stadium. Aranel Movers host Dynamos at Baba Fields, while Caps United continue to search for a better finish when they welcome Bulawayo Chiefs at Rufaro Stadium. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Football stakeholders have welcomed the successful holding of the ZIFA annual general meeting, which adopted a new constitution, paving way to the holding of elections.
Football stakeholders believe the Zimbabwe Football Association annual general meeting, which adopted a new constitution to govern football, is a step in the right direction. Among those who have reacted to the new development is former Zimbabwe Football Association chairperson Vincent Pamire.
Football must go forward. Zimbabwe has suffered a lot. And we have been known for the negatives. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Football belongs to the football people. I don't want to say I support the former players, but I can tell you that most of them, those whom I know myself, the years they've spent in football when they were 17 years of age up to date, they've amassed a lot of experience. And just to elbow them out because of 5 O-levels, I don't think is fair.
Into engaqondanga kakhulu ngoba abantu labana esithi ngama-former footballers badlala kudala ibhola. Isikolo sasingadingeki kakhulu ekudlaleni ibhola. Then at this juncture kufuneka abantu abazi ngebhola hatshi ukuthi isikolo ibhola ungalidlala kodwa ungela sikolo. So ama-former players yiwo abantu kumele babe ku-forefront yokurally esports.
However, there are concerns that the 5 ordinary levels requirement would close the door on many former footballers who might want to vie for the highest office at ZIFA.
Those former players, do they add value to the sport? Definitely, they do add value. Those professors whom we bring with their 5 O-levels, will they add value to the sport, to football? No, they won't. They have to start from grassroots.
There are so many things we are lacking. We also going to judge where are we going with the 5 O-levels. You're going to be seated there with the 5 O-levels, but do you understand to develop football? This is a major point, and we don't know what we are going to do about that.
But what it means when we have the right sort of individuals in office, it means that the circulation of funds, particularly finance, within the ecosystem becomes better. Because why? If you have a quality product, you've got more to sell. You've got more of a story to tell. So that brings about or upside for us as club owners.
After the adoption of the new constitution, the Zimbabwe Football Association Normalization Committee now needs to prepare for elections slated for the 18th of January next year. Nomination of candidates will be conducted on the 14th of next month. Mtokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Zimbabwe national men's cricket team, the Chevrons, have opened their ICC T20 World Cup Sub-Region Africa Qualifier B campaign in style after beating Seychelles by 76 runs.
And not even the rains could fight the mark of destiny this Saturday as the Chevrons masterminded a record T20 internationals innings when they faced off with Mino Seychelles in Nairobi, Kenya. Tipped to perform, the Chevrons climbed up to the 3rd best T20 international score ever after scoring 286 runs in their 20 overs as a hammering appeared to be on the cards for Seychelles. A man of the match, Brian Bennett, fell just 9 runs short of a century, while fellow opener Tadiwana Shemarumani scored 86 runs as Zimbabwe put up 175 runs for the opening stand. The partnership was a signal of the beginning of a record-breaking party as the Chevrons fell a few runs short of the 2nd best score in a T20 international match. While the batting was top-notch, the rains left little room for a bowling show as the match was prematurely voted 6.1 overs in with Seychelles on 18 runs for 2. Seychelles had the rain to thank as it saved them from a humiliating loss, with Duckworth Lewis method only inflicting a 76-run loss, which evidently could have been more if the match had a chance to be completed. Zimbabwe now shift focus to the battle against Mozambique this Sunday, hoping to break more records. Meanwhile, the Lady Chevrons will also be in action this Sunday, seeking to go 2-0 up in the 5-match series against the United States of America at Harare Sports Club. The Wasps lead the series 1-0 after a 5-wicket victory in the opener on Thursday. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News.
That's it for sport. Let's get the weather report and forecast.
Good evening, viewers, and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the Weather Report and Forecast. My name is Baba Maketra. It was mild in the morning in most parts of the country, with some bits of clouds over the extreme western part of the country, that is in Matabele and south and north provinces. However, as the day progressed, these clouds disappeared and it was sunny and hot throughout the country. Tomorrow, we're expecting a bit of clouds, especially over the western parts of the country, and the south should be mostly sunny. On Sunday and Monday, we're expecting cloudy conditions throughout the country. However, this should be more over the western parts of the country. On Wednesday, again, cloudy conditions are expected, but on Wednesday, we're expecting some bit of rains, especially over the western parts of the country. In terms of our minimum temperatures, we're expecting them to rise a little bit, with Manicaland being expected to be in the range of 14 to 15 degrees Celsius and the valleys between 23 and 22 degrees Celsius. In terms of our maximum, the valleys, that is the Zambezi Valley, is expected to have temperatures in the range of 40 to 41, while the rest of the country should be between 32 and 38 degrees Celsius. Now, for our forecast in detail, in our major cities, Bulawayo is expected to be cloudy throughout the forecast week, but temperatures should remain in the hot category. In Chinhoyi, partly cloudy conditions are expected and temperatures should be between 35 and 39 degrees Celsius. Gwanda, partly cloudy conditions and windy on Sunday. Our maximums a top of 38 in Gweru, partly cloudy conditions and a windy Wednesday, 35 to 37 being the range of temperatures. In Harare, temperatures should range between 32 and 34 degrees Celsius under partly cloudy conditions. Kadoma, between 37 and 42 degrees Celsius under partly cloudy conditions. In Kariba, it is expected to be hot, with temperatures ranging between 39 and 41 degrees Celsius for the forecast week. In Lupane, temperatures should go as high as 43 degrees Celsius on Friday next week. Kwekwe, partly cloudy conditions, again with temperatures ranging between 38 and 41 degrees Celsius. Mashingo should be partly cloudy with temperatures between 36 and 39 degrees Celsius. Matobo should be partly cloudy but hot, with temperatures between 34 and 40 degrees Celsius. Nyanga should be between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius. In terms of temperatures over Nyanga, this is very high. Victoria Falls is expected to be very hot, again with temperatures going as high as 44 degrees Celsius. Now, thank you, Zimbabwe. That is all from the weather desk. Enjoy the rest of the viewing.
And that's the way of the weather, courtesy of the Met Department. And Yvonne, we're done for tonight.
We certainly are. Hopefully we will meet again tomorrow. Until then, good night.
Good night.